Well, I've got a bad steering wheel angle sensor. There's a GM genuine part, number 194-18403. These sensors go bad, they stop reading correctly, and then you get steering codes, Stabilitrak codes, all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna get it apart. I'm gonna use my Vivor kit here. This was pressed up in here and I just yanked down on it. I probably shouldn't have yanked it as hard as I did, but I did, and then I pulled this plastic piece off the side here. Now, this is a T27. I'll take this out of here. It's about to fall. So now I can get behind this and unplug this controller. Now I've got it out of the way. I gotta take this cross brace out of here, and then I'm probably gonna have to start taking, I'm gonna have to slide this whole column forward. Let me take the cross brace out first. I think it's a 13. They're actually 10 millimeter. I don't know why I said 13. Typo. Sorry guys. I'm hot. I didn't want to do this coming home today, but the part came in and I figured I may as well get it done. Now, you're going to have to get back here to this nut. Trying to look in the freaking camera at the same time, taking it out of here. You gotta take this off. It's a 15 millimeter. Alright, I got the nut and the bolt out. Now I'm ready to take the 4 support. 1, 2 over here on the other side, and then back in here. There's another one down here. If I could touch the fucking thing. Back here, and then one on the other side. Those 4 got to come down also. Now with it free, you can come up to the top of it right here, and there's 3 T25s, just like little tiny T25 Torx. These 3 bolts got to come out so that bracket can slide off of there, and you can slide the shield off, or the housing off, that goes around the steering wheel angle sensor. Now once I got that metal shield off on the back of the position sensor, here's the old one. It's a GM sensor. Once I popped this shield off, I was able to take a flathead screwdriver, a little small one, and I slid it up in between the sensor body and where it slid forward, and I pried a little, and I ended up working this thing off as far back as I could until I could grab both sides and just pull it straight off the shaft. The new one, when you go to put it on, you're going to slide the new one on, you're going to line up your steering wheel and everything, you're going to leave the pin in the back side of it because that's what keeps it aligned. Once you get everything pushed back in and aligned with the housing, then you can take your pin off and then you can slide your rear cover back on. Now I'm going to slide the rear cover back on right now because I already have my sensor installed. I just got to pull the tape off, and it's sitting flush inside the housing. There's a cable that runs through the back of that bracket back there. See that loopy spring thing? I pushed the cable out of it so I could have less tension on it and I can get my bolt started to put this bracket back on. Alright, I got the top plate bolted back down. The 3 T25s bolted down in there. Now I'm ready to start lining everything back up and starting to put this thing back in. Now there's a couple washers that got to go back where they came from. They're spacer washers. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put it here, kind of center it where I want it. Not exactly, if it'll stay. It's probably not going to stay. Well, it's all back in and it's tight. Now what I got to do is I got to tighten the bolt down at where the sector shaft goes back together. And before I tightened these up completely, I lined that back up and I slid them together and then put the bolt back in. Don't do what I did and put those washers on the front. They go in the back. I realized after I got everything together, there was this huge gap up here. They go in the back, not the front. So you see I shoved the tape up around them and shoved them up over it so it'll stay there. Now let's put everything back together again. To do the diagnosis and stuff on this, what I've done is I've used my Launch X431. Launch, King Bolin sent this to me. And it has been a phenomenal scan tool. I mean, just for having it in the truck, it does more than what the minimum, like the minimum requirement of what you would need. Because a lot of scan tools, you can't see everything that's going on. This is the X431 Pro Elite. So I go to Intelligent Diagnosis. I got an evap code. I'm gonna erase it and I'm gonna smoke it tomorrow and see what. But I want to get that steering angle, that C code out of here. Diagnostics. It's generated everything here on the side. I can send it to myself in an email if I want. This is a big screen. I mean, it's a nice screen for the price, and it's very, very affordable. Automatic heating and ventilation, air conditioning, and cooling. Both times that the Stabilitrak light has come on, it flagged a steering code. With stability enhancement system, I think it has stability enhancement system. Health report. Let's go ahead and let it blow through everything that it needs to blow through and give us a health report. Got one code in the ECM as a P0442 evap small leak, so I'm hoping I'm not pulling the tank back out of it. I've probably got a line that's rotten somewhere or something like that in the back by the HVAC box. Transfer case control module. It says it's not programmed, it's not communicating, but it doesn't flag a code. I don't know. And the four-wheel drive and everything switches, so it must be communicating, I would think. These four codes are because the TPMS sensors are not programmed. These are, I unplugged the brake controller several times. So the code I was after was C0710, steering position signal. I'm going to clear all the DTCs. Alright, saying that I don't have any codes present, nothing's on the screen. Now what we'll do is unplug this thing. It's going to give you a warning. Go ahead and exit out of it. Should you unplug it the way I did? No. You should turn the vehicle and everything off and do it that way, but we got other stuff going on right now. Sometimes you could get the wheel and shake it and Stabilitrak would come on. That's not happening right now. Let's go driving around the block real quick and see what happens. And no lights. Problem fixed. Problem fixed. I know that was painful to watch, but thank you for sticking through. And hope you've learned something from my mistakes that I made. Thank you.